Welcome to Workday Training for SUNY Erie. Today I would like to talk about time tracking. Let's get started. Here we have our employee Sally SUNY, and this is her main Workday screen. In order to track her time, we are going to enter the time worklet. With Workday, it is no longer required that you submit paper time cards. Everything is going to be done electronically through Workday. You are going to submit your time to your supervisor, and your supervisor in turn is going to electronically approve or deny your time. It is very important that employees realize that time must be submitted weekly. We no longer submit on a bi-weekly period. You will be paid bi-weekly, but your time must be submitted weekly. The final time to submit your hours is on Saturday at 9 a.m. If you try to submit time past Saturday at 9 a.m., you will be locked out and you can no longer enter any time. It is at this time you must contact your payroll representative. So now we are going to enter some time for Sally SUNY. First, you will see enter time to the left, and to the right you will see view. This is another area where you can view your time off balances. Why don't we click on my time off? Here, you can see a snapshot of different time that Sally SUNY has taken, and over to the right, you can see the status. You can see submitted, approved, submitted, canceled. Please make sure when you are entering your time for your 2-week period that it has been submitted to your supervisor and that your supervisor has approved it. If you have time on your current time entry that has not been approved, you must contact your supervisor regarding this absence. We are going to go back to the home page and go into time entry. Over to the left, you're going to see enter time. You have 3 options: this week, last week, or select week. In general, there is not a reason for you to select week because you only have a 2-week window in which to enter time. If you try to enter any time prior or following, you will be locked out and you are not going to be able to do that. We're going to select last week for Sally SUNY because we already have some hours in there. Here is the time entry screen for Sally SUNY. I'd like to explain a few things to you. Here, you will see what in Workday is called the ribbon. This will change as you add your hours. You can see here for this week, which is July 7th through July 13th, Sally SUNY has already recorded 21 regular hours with 3 hours for lunch. She has no overtime or extended hours. This is where that would show up. She has no shift, and instructional hours and non-instruct hours, this is where what we call additional duties would flood. You can see she has 2 hours of time off. If you look down here, you will see 2 hours of submitted time off. That has flooded up to the top. Something that is very important for you to notice is your total hours. This is what you should be expected to be paid for. Before you submit to your supervisor for approval, make sure you agree with the total hours that you are submitting. Below the ribbon, you will find helpful text. The payroll department has placed helpful text on the time tracking screen. The helpful text is specific to your union, so what you see may be different than someone sitting next to you may see. One thing that is on everybody's time tracking screen is this line. In order to be paid, your weekly payroll must be submitted to your supervisor by Saturday at 9 a.m. It is very important that you submit your hours by Saturday at 9 a.m. There are no exceptions to this rule. Our advice to the employees is that you record your hours every day. You would submit it to your supervisor only once per week. There's no reason to submit it daily, but you would record it daily. Since Sally SUNY is a member of the administrator union, this is a helpful text that she will see. Please be advised the flex week must be selected for 1 hour within the week as a time type in order to indicate that you are flexing your time. It is very important that you understand time type usage. Please refer to Workday documentation for time type explanation. Any questions, please contact your payroll representative. As I was saying before, Sally SUNY has worked 21 regular hours with 3 hours of lunch. I'm going to go down to the blocks. This is a very easy way of recording your time. If you are familiar with Outlook calendar or even your smartphone calendar, you should have no problem entering your time. Here you'll see on Monday, 7/9, that Sally SUNY has taken 2 hours of sick time off. If you have submitted time to your supervisor, it will flood into your time tracking calendar. Here, you can see that it was submitted, but since it is a gray bar, it has not yet been approved. Same thing with this time. All of these hours Sally has recorded, but it has not yet been approved by her supervisor. If it was approved, all of these lines would be in green, along with this absence request. Above each day, you will see the hours that have already been recorded for that day. Sally SUNY has 2 hours recorded for sick leave, which means you are going to have to record the other 6 hours. Here, she has recorded 8 hours. She's worked from 8 to noon with a lunch break from 12 to 1 and regular hours again from 1 to 4. If you are required to record your lunch break, please make sure you record it as a separate block as lunch. If you are not required to record your lunch break, if you worked from 8 to 4, you would be in at 8 and out at 4. So what we are going to do now is complete Sally SUNY's time entry. Here we are going to enter time. Sally SUNY took 2 hours off of sick leave from 8 to 10, so that has already been accounted for in her sick leave absence. She has regular work hours. She came in at 10 a.m. and she has left for lunch at noon. You will see out. Click OK. If you look at Monday now, you will see that the hours have increased from 2 to 4, and you have from 10 to 12. We're going to continue recording her hours for the day. Now we need to record her lunch. You will click here to select a lunch break. As I was saying at the beginning, it is very important that you understand time type usage. Please refer to the Workday documentation for time type explanations. Any questions, please contact your payroll representative, and we will help you as we always have. We are going to select lunch for Sally, and she's taken her lunch from noon to 1 p.m. Go to the bottom and click OK. Now we will add her final time block for regular hours, which is from 1 to 4, and we will click OK. If you look at the hours now that Sally SUNY has recorded for Monday, July 9th, you will see a total of 8 hours. That includes her 2 hours of sick, her regular hours from 10 to 12, her lunch break from 12 to 1, and her regular work hours from 1 to 4. We have one more day for Sally to record her hours. She needs to record hours for Friday. If you see, she has 0 hours. You can actually find the time block that you would like to click. Us in payroll have found it easier to just keep clicking the block at the top, but if you feel more comfortable scrolling down and clicking at the actual time, please feel free to do so. Sally has worked her regular hours from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're going to click OK, and here you will see her 4 hours. You will also see that her regular hours has increased to reflect what has been added. Sally is now going to record her lunch from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and we're going to click OK. We are now going to finish out her shift. Again, she has worked regular hours from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., and we are going to click OK. If you see at the individual totals, she has 8 for every day. If you look at the top, she has worked 33 hours with 5 hours for her lunch, which is correct, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with 2 hours of time off here for a grand total of 40. Like I was saying previously, it is very important that this hours total in Workday matches what you believe it should be. If it does not, please go back and adjust your hours or call your payroll representative if there's assistance that you need. At this point, Sally has completed all her hours. Hopefully, she would have done this on Friday. Please record your hours daily. That is the best thing you can do. And then submit on Friday before you leave. Sally is now completed recording her hours, and she is going to hit the submit button. Once she hits submit, her hours are going to go to her supervisor's inbox for approval. Here, Sally can see an additional breakdown of her hours with the total hours at the bottom. If you continue to agree, you could hit submit. If you need to add a comment to send to your supervisor, you would put that here. Sally approves of the hours, so she's going to hit the submit button. Sally SUNY has now submitted her weekly payroll to her supervisor for approval. Here, you will see the name of her supervisor. Always make sure that name is correct. She has reviewed this, and now all that's left for her to do is click done. It will bring you back to the Enter My Time screen, and here you can see that everything was submitted. If you look at the bottom of each block, you will see the word submitted. After you have submitted your hours to your supervisor for approval, you can either check your notifications for the approval status, or you can actually come back to the Enter My Time screen and look back at the blocks. If your supervisor has approved the hours and your time off, you will see that these blocks will no longer say submitted. They will say approved with a green bar. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.